Hey everyone, I'm Nick Berlin. Today on Berlin Builds, I'm going to show you how I put together this little Ryobi bandsaw. This isn't where I want this bandsaw to live permanently. I've just got to set it up really quick, and I just want to do some test cuts with it until I get my workshop all in order. So I'm just going to hold it down with some clamps for the time being. But if you know right where you want your bandsaw to go ahead and bolt it to that location. Now we're going to take off this little washer right here. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this table and I'm sliding it into place. And it looks like I've got to pull this knob and kind of finagle all these different things into place. So what I did is by pulling on this, I pulled this out so that I could get these two little, I don't know what to call them, these two little nubs that are sticking out. I made it so that I could line them up into this groove, and now it all seems to be balancing the way it should be. Now I'm going to install this table lock lever, and it's going right in here. So there's a hole right in this gap, and it just slides right in there, and then you just twist it in place. Now I'm going to put these little pieces back on. All right, so now what I've done is I've locked the table in place with what I thought was square to the blade. And now I'm going to take a square and just check and see if I am actually square. All right, so I was having a really hard time finding out if this blade and this table were perpendicular to each other. So it was because the blade was really loose. So what I did is I opened these panels up, and there's these little, you can see right here, you got these little tabs. You pop these open. I was able to open up both of these. The saw came with the blade already in, but the blade was off. So all I did was I started it down at the bottom, and I got the blade so it was sitting on this bottom wheel. And then what I did is I fed it so it was on top of the other wheel here. And then on the back, there's this rod that raises and lowers this wheel. So I raised this wheel up and I put the blade under tension. So that way it doesn't give me any flex as I'm trying to figure out if the blade's actually square to the table. All right, so what I'm doing now is I've got my speed square set up along here. And now I've got, I'm using this combination square, but just for this ruler. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna butt this end of the combination square up against the edge of this blade. And I'm gonna measure what I am. So I'm 3/4 plus a 32nd near the top. And when I come down to the bottom, do the same thing. Same measurement, 3/4 plus a 32nd. So what that tells me is currently the table is square to the blade. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the angle finder. I'm not sure what to call it. I'm gonna call it the angle finder. I can set this and let it be at 0 because I know that this table is square to the blade. So all I'm gonna do is I got a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm gonna loosen that screw, and now I'm gonna spin the little red piece around so that it is on the 0, and then I will tighten it. All right, I've got to confess something. There are steps in the owner's manual for you to go and make sure that the miter gauge slot is parallel to the blade. I'm not going to do that. I'm not really going to use this, but also you can see how wiggly that is. I don't think it really matters if I set this so it's parallel. This isn't gonna be an accurate cut no matter what I do. And that's not why I bought this saw, so I don't really care. So that's just me. If you want to learn how to do that, just follow the steps in the owner's manual. They're super clear, but good luck. All right, so earlier I got the blade in tension. And I wanna show you a couple more things on that. So this little lever, right now it's going off at this angle. When it was loose, it was over like this. So all I did to raise that wheel up was turn the knob like this. And then this knob up here actually increases the blade tension. So you can kind of hear that blade as I pluck on it. If I go a little tighter, a little bit higher pitch. So you want this to be tight, but you don't want it to be, you don't want to completely over tighten it, because then there's actually a spring. If you open up the unit, you'll see there's a spring in there. If you completely compress that spring, it takes away all the shock absorption that is designed to do. So you don't want to be too tight, but you don't want to be too loose. So I'm kind of going for something that feels tight, but still has a little bit of give to it. And I think I found it right there. So we've got the blade guard right here. And so you've got two knobs that you work with it. This is the locking knob and unlocking knob. And then this is the depth. So if I go ahead and unlock this, I can see how I can slide this blade guard down. And this is designed to kind of help give support to the blade as it's coming down, as well as make it so that your hand doesn't go diving into the saw blade. Now I've got everything set up, so I'm going to give it a test cut. Let's see how this thing fires up. So I mean, this is a little 1x piece of pine. It was a steak that I had lying around, and it cut right through it, no issues. So I'm really happy with this. I'm pretty much using this for little decorative pieces and cutting out like handles on cutting boards and different things like that. So I'm in a happy place now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, I don't know why you're still watching at this point. That's on you. I can't do anything for you. If you like videos like this, videos about tools, setting up tools, tool reviews, as well as building things, and then just kind of the finished product of what we build. Me and my wife, we do videos on a pretty frequent basis, usually about once a week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and come check out our channel and see if there's any other videos that you like. Thanks.